This terrifying camera footage of an old man stranded on his balcony was taken in France in April 2020 in Montereau-Fault-Yonne. When the neighborhood saw the man helpless and suffocating by this massive smoke on the second floor, they immediately went up to help. The fire started from his house but didn't know how to react and got stuck inside the apartment. One young man quickly climbed the first floor with the help of the other residents. Apparently this older man has dementia, and when the young man was telling him to come, he was either scared or he just didn't understand what he was saying. There were quickly a few men who went to help the old man, and they somehow managed to transfer him from one balcony to the other. Just as the firefighters arrived, these young rescuers were already transferring the older man. Thankfully, this man survived and spent a few days in hospital for respiratory problems, but unfortunately 2 other people died in other parts of the building. While driving on the highway in Mexico, this truck faced the most disturbing moments a truck driver could encounter. The dashboard video shows 2 large SUVs pull ahead of the truck to stop it. 5 armed and masked men came out of the car prepared to hijack them. In the truck, 2 men were inside and one of them even shot at the cartel. It happened in the afternoon on the highway to Chichimequillas in the state of Querétaro. Highway theft is an increasingly frequent crime in Mexico. A man waves a firearm at the drivers as he leans out of the window. A camera inside the vehicle pointing at the drivers shows their shocked reaction as they stop the vehicle, terrified. Breaking glass can be heard. The drivers put their hands up and surrender the vehicle. The inside camera shows 2 of the criminals enter and drive the truck away. In May, there were reports that traversing this highway is dreaded by truck drivers due to the daily violent attacks by criminal groups. Apparently, criminals hijack vehicles, sometimes kidnapping the drivers, and steal the cargo. Sometimes, local police will even threaten and assault the drivers, demanding that they not report the hijackings. The exact reason for why they hijack the truck is unknown, but the cartel rarely has a good reason. On December 6, 2019, a home camera captured the frightening moment of when a woman was turning on her stove, and when she smelled the gas in the whole house, she went back to close it. She couldn't, and this is what happened. Take a look. She knew it would explode, and she quickly took her child running out the house thinking the whole house would catch on fire. There was indeed a gas leak, which led it to explode, and the fire was so big it seemed the whole kitchen was on fire for a moment before it came back to a small flame. The fire continued for a moment before other neighbors came to help close the gas pipe, preventing it from burning. In this clip from the street, the wall of the kitchen can be seen destroyed, and the explosion was probably big enough to destroy it. In August 2023, China faced this massive flood, wiping out many villages and flooding multiple cities. Many people were blocked inside their house or on the streets waiting for help. In this particular video, a family of 3 were stuck on the roof of their house. The flood was way too strong for humans to not be wiped out, but with this tractor loader, a man tried to save them. At one point, even the tractor struggles to make it through, so just imagine how strong the flood is. Professional rescuers were already on the spot, but this genius just saved this whole family in the best way possible. As you see in the video, the tractor loaded the family onto his shovel, being strong enough to transportate them through the bridge. Thankfully, they were all saved by this hero. This mysterious video surfaced on the internet around 2022 from Kyrgyzstan in Central Asia. The video has barely any context surrounding it, which makes it difficult to know exactly how this man ended up in this situation. That being said, the content that was caught is truly disturbing. This worker ended up about 2 or 3 meters under the snow, covering his body completely, but luckily his co-workers saw everything and could rescue him in time. About 6 men were needed to suck him out of there, showing how deep he was under the snow. Apparently, an avalanche caused this terrible event, as the people on the site were pointing at the hill, and even the houses were partially covered by snow. This dashcam video was recorded by these 4 men driving right into a sandstorm in the Suez Canal in Egypt, which led to authorities closing 2 ports. Parts of Egypt have been hit by clouds of dust and sand. 1 person died, and 5 others were injured on Thursday when a billboard collapsed as a result of the sandstorm sweeping through Egypt's capital city, Cairo. The Suez Canal is one of the busiest waterways in the world. As other cars and trucks were turning around, they also did, because these sandstorms are extremely dangerous and can last multiple hours or even days. Another footage was caught by a cargo ship who was unfortunately straightened in the storm. The whole ship was covered by sand and couldn't go further. The Aral Sea was heavily polluted with radioactive decay and waste. Once the world's fourth largest landlocked freshwater sea, now it's a pile of radioactive salt dust. It covers everything for thousands of kilometers around it in a heavy radioactive salt dust, which makes the soil not only radioactive, but infertile from the constant salting.